We didn't have an intro for this, so here we go. Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking. I have had quite the day today, so probably going to talk about a lot of this tomorrow. But essentially, you know, I was just having problems with my computer freezing and whatever. Oh, I just realized I forgot to do the countdown. Dang it! Whatever, forget it about it. It's taken long enough to get to this point. What was I saying? Yeah, so my computer last night started making this grinding noise that I then looked up and I thought, and it said that there's a possibility that the hard drive was failing. It's now relatively quiet, but my dad gave me this actually, and I don't normally use backup drives anymore after what happened with the last one. But I'm transferring stuff over because I potentially be getting a new computer. So that was part of what happened today. Other parts like on my haircut, but whatever. And so because of that, I had everything that I set up on stream here upstairs. So I had to carry that downstairs as well. And now we're here. So there we go. I know people like to speculate as to why streams are late sometimes. It was a combination of all of those things. But there we go. Don't worry, because you know, we're in for a treat. Hopefully, it seems that the nightmare is coming for us, and that's only because of what BB said this video was going to be like to begin with. Yeah, she just asked to be let in. So while we wait for her, we're gonna have our other guest in here right now, which is Emily.
Hi, I made coffee an hour ago, and now it's cold.
You were waiting for the stream in order to like have your coffee?
No, I forgot it was there.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, in my head, it was coffee for the stream, so the stream didn't start. So in my head, the coffee did not exist. Now it's cold.
Can you like heat it up or something? Because I feel bad about that.
No, it's actually quite nice.
Oh, okay. All right then. As critical as you and I are of cold tea, it seems that cold coffee might be a bit more pleasant. We'll see what the Americans think of that one. Speaking of Americans, here's one.
Ew.
Hi, were you watching my control stream or something? Because this is the second time that I've reached a checkpoint in a stream and about to end, and then you immediately start streaming.
No, I just explained everything that happened as to the reason that I was late starting to stream. I just went over that.
Well, again, I was just streaming, and then you started pretty much the second I ended, so I just closed everything off.
Well, I guess the stars align.
Yes,
and it's for your own content too, so that helps.
Yeah, that is why I appeared.
Well, I mean, you asked to join stream sometimes when it's not your own stuff. So
no, I do. It's just that I haven't had dinner just yet, and I still have school stuff to do. But I wanted to do some director commentary.
Okay, well, in that case, I was going to say we won't keep you for too long if you've got stuff to do, but normally you're the one that extends these. There's every video that you're in, so we'll that might be the other way around. But okay, either way, good reason to start. So without further ado, on with the review.
So as you're going towards the left, you don't hear much. You guys see a fox appear in front of you. An Arctic fox.
They don't hear much, but an Arctic fox appeared in front of them. This Arctic fox rolled really high on stealth. It is a fox, so I guess that checks out.
It did. I don't think we have the stealth point, though. I don't know if that's I don't think that's a thing in Kids and Bikes.
Oh, okay.
Kick it.
Probably should be.
Take it or kick it?
Kick it.
Take it.
You pick up a wild animal off the ground. Let's see how this goes.
Kick it.
Okay,
Wait,
yeah.
But if we take it, then we can get the hunters.
Yeah, so the 6 stats are brains, brawn, fight, flight, charm, and grit. I want to go check.
Okay.
That's the main here. Alistair picks up the fucking not a ferret, fox.
Looks like a goddamn
2 very different animals.
Alistair, can I pet the fox?
If I pick it up,
Pet everything. Why do I pet everything? Alistair, can I pet the fox? Because girl's already got a wolf with the fox. Girl's taking the whole jungle with her.
Yeah, look, it's fine. Nathaniel befriends every animal that he encounters. You know, what you can do the same.
It's still a smaller army than how we ended the one shot.
This is true, but also, and also bear in mind, offering to like pet a wild animal, while not advisable, is still more advisable than I take it. You know,
Well, Sarita said kick it.
that's just gets worse with every.
Why do you want to pet everything?
Because I like
Why do you want to pet everything? You kicked something. You wanted to kick it.
petting things.
This group has morals, okay?
No,
And
it's
it has
funny, I really
standards and
don't.
priorities that are in place.
Oh, I didn't get mauled by a fox. By a wolf.
Alistair picks up the fox.
Okay. And by the way, the wolf is still following you, Emilla. So
Is the wolf big? Hold on. Is the wolf big?
I'd be more concerned about the fox that you currently have in your arms, Alistair.
About medium-sized.
Does it look Amelia-sized? Can
There's
Amelia
not an I at the end, by the way. I just want to throw
Nope.
that out there. It's not Amelia, it's Emilla.
No one can ever say any of the Emily's characters' names right, apparently.
ride the wolf?
To be fair, I also mispronounced it for a little bit, and then Emily corrected me. I guess Emily just did not think to correct Shorty here.
Hmm.
Can we sacrifice Amelia to the wolf?
Can I ride
And he
Or
knows
Cherry.
better. I don't know why he's saying Amelia.
the wolf?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, anyways. You can thank me later. I pick up the damn fox.
Now you,
Fantastic. It claws your eyes out because it's a wild animal.
Emilla, do you hop on the wolf?
Yes.
Hold on, the wolf is still. Oh, right. So I thought you meant like I was falling from further away. No, the wolf is still. Okay, fine.
So the wolf continues going, and it's slowly picking up pace. How are you hanging on to the wolf exactly?
Hair, hugging the neck, I don't know. Think of something.
She just has stirrups.
You know, like lightly grabbing onto its fur.
So in that case, I need you to roll brawn.
Do you fall off
I
and
think
die?
wolf has to roll brawn. They're literally grabbing their damn hair.
You know, of all the adjectives you could have used to describe it, why did you? Why, whenever I ask, "How are you grabbing onto this wolf?" you say lightly grabbing
You make it a
it.
style for it.
Why'd you add in lightly? Did you think that was gonna help your case?
Well, I mean, you say the wolf is gradually picking up speed, right? So surely that would mean that, you know, to start off with, you know, if you're just going at a slow pace, then you wouldn't need to, you know, grab onto the hair very tightly. Just, you
Dude,
know, just lightly to hold yourself in
size
position.
Look at Amilla. A medium-sized wolf is a giant to Amilla.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then, you know, according to the wolf sensations, you know, a small Emilla-sized creature would probably be lightly grabbing something anyway, because relative to, you know, how they would feel that, probably is very light.
It's not quite what I. Okay, you'll see what I mean. Yeah. So you start. So the wolf starts picking up speed, and you're really enjoying the joyride for a moment until it stops as your body falls onto the dirt, and the wolf turns back around, and just licks your face.
I don't remember this.
Back on the wolf.
Yeah.
Roll to see if your spine is okay.
It's gonna start picking up speed again if you don't stop it.
That's fine.
Okay, roll.
Well, you mean to say it's fine. However, you know, Alistair and Cerise over here just like watching, just as like Emil just walks, just like rushes away on the back of a wolf.
Right.
Probably
these two
also
are-
dealing with a fox clawing Alistair's face. You know, they're probably a bit distracted. By the time they see that Miller was on a wolf, he's probably going to be long gone.
These two are
Wow.
like are like audience members watching like a bullfight.
Four.
Okay, roll again.
It's 4 my highest.
So you at some points whenever
Oh,
it makes
it's
sharp
Braun, yeah.
turns, you start to jolt off into one direction a bit too much. You start swerving a little bit, but all in all, you are staying maintained. To be fair, a 4 brawn
Cereza-
is it makes sense given your character's age, anyways. So,
Yeah.
and Alistair, you both are also following. And as
Did I pick up the fox?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So
I like how that's the case of like, I pick up the fox, Alistair picks up the fox. 10 minutes later, did I pick up the fox?
as you guys are running, all 5 of you now. Sorry, 6.
As you guys are running, you slowly realize that you're rapidly running out of breath as you're giving it your all, trying to keep up with a wolf that is gradually picking up speed and not being stopped.
Of you, because there's also Whiskers.
Roll an asthmatic saving throw.
Whiskers is with us? Why do we have their cat?
I choose to kick the cat. I hate that damn thing.
Why
Yep,
did
okay,
we?
so everyone in this party has either picked up an animal or had an animal pick up them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the cat's not
Okay.
gonna really expect it, so yeah, you kick the cat.
Yes!
It doesn't harm the cat very much, but
Why did we have whiskers?
you know, it doesn't
Well,
appreciate it. It doesn't
because
appreciate
Venus
it much.
was with
You
you.
do hear a
Was
laugh.
she?
No, well, I mean, yeah, she was in the group. You guys just took the cat with you.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just back at home. She's just back at home during this. Remember, the whole reason we even did this, it's a prequel. Venus had already been here by this point in the timeline. But the reason we even did this one shot is because the next session required Venus, and we didn't have her, which is why she herself is not here.
Well, I'm more confused why we took
Here,
her
by the
cat.
way, you had a prequel where most of the characters already know each other.
Sorry?
It was a missed opportunity, by the way. You had a prequel where most of the characters already knew each other.
Yeah.
Missed a trick there.
L. Stop being a cat, you damn cat. Be a dog.
Did I just say, what if the wolf eats the cat?
So as this weird little group is now, I carrying would have on. let you guys kill. Of course, I would have let them kill the cat. The problem is that because it's a prequel, I couldn't let the cat die. I didn't expect their first instinct to be to harm the thing. You know.
That's why the cat does not harmed by this. The cat has very high resistance.
Yeah, the cat has
There's no
plot
more
armor.
animals
And there is people at this point, really. You guys are going, and you see the fox look up and sniff, and then you see the wolf quickly follow.
Didn't the wolf run away? Why's the wolf following the fox now? Relatively speaking, the fox should be very far behind in Alistair's arms.
Does anyone do something?
The fox probably should. It's being very calm at the moment. There's something wrong with this fox. There's something suspicious about it.
No, the fox is running. I just said that. The fox is following the wolf.
You said the wolf was following a second ago.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're
They're
both going in the
just
same
sniffing.
direction.
They're just sniffing.
Yeah. The best you can do is see it where exactly they're looking.
Look where they're looking.
So essentially, picking up the fox was somewhat useless for Alistair, because
That
I guess that sometimes happens. But it seems like Shorty was very adamant about picking up this animal and didn't get to do much with it. Oh well.
So, Cereza, do you guys follow that direction?
I just noticed as well how gigantic Alistair's hand is. Never noticed that before.
The direction of what again?
I guess it's fairly large, yeah.
Sure.
So the animals are sniffing and looking around towards another left turn. It seems like whatever they're going towards, if they are going towards something, is clearly panicked. It's trying to avoid something. You aren't so sure what.
Run in their full sprint so they don't suspect anything.
Yeah. And so all of you go in sprinting, and as you're running in that direction, you guys see from the corner of your eyes a shadow on your right.
It's Slender Man.
Alistair, do you throw your axe?
Does Slenderman have a shadow? I wonder. Was Slenderman programmed to have a shower? Not shower, shadow. What?
Shadow?
Yep.
Slenderman didn't have a shower. That's what you could smell Slenderman coming. That's why. That's why you can escape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, roll brawn. Well, you
6.
can't really escape necessarily, but I mean you can escape momentarily.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hey, gotta collect all the pages because you know Slenderman hates reading. Has
well, no,
eyes.
it's because
Can't do it.
in most variations, his lore tends to involve, like, if you encounter him once, he will just slowly drive you insane, and you feel like this increased compulsion to go and find him again.
Aha.
So you're kind of just Alistair always throws stuck the following him axe, around until eventually he and gets you.
You could just stand still if that's the case. You just get people come to him. I do not need to seek my victims. Before the night is through, they will come to me. Do you understand?
No, because they have It to had see him momentum. first.
Okay, sure. So he presents himself once, then stands still. Problem solved.
Him for a second, but it does fall.
Well, he kind of does. I mean, you never see him running around or anything.
No, but you see him appear before people.
Tree.
Well, yeah, that kind of has to happen in order for him to see him.
Well, yeah, but I mean like multiple times. From what I've seen of like Slenderman gameplays, so he will just show up in front of people sometimes.
Oh.
It doesn't mean he moves around from place to place.
I mean, yeah,
Do
I
the
assume he
rest
just
of-
kind of likes the thrill of the chase.
And that's the thrill of the chase, but also entrances people so that they will be drawn to him. Interesting chase strategy there. Tom is taking notes.
Does Alistair or the rest of you go towards the shadow, which you did see jump a little bit?
I'm gonna go get my axe.
Can I run at it while screaming to try to intimidate whatever the shadow is?
Yep.
You scream Leroy Jenkins in its face, and it has no idea what you're referencing.
Or I want to do that. So what would that be?
Just run.
Yeah, that's
screaming bloody murder, dude.
Yeah, that's not the roll.
yeah.
Yeah, you just do you on that one.
Alright, man.
Amelia, do you do something?
Cherry learning what just a role play is.
It's gonna outshine him.
The wolf could be useful here.
Yeah, can I send the wolf after the shadow?
Mm-hmm.
To-
So, I need you to give the commands to the wolf. I need you to do something, and Cereza, I need you to tell me what it is exactly you're doing right now. You're running, you're screaming. What are you screaming?
I am I am the driver of the caravan poop.
What?
Is that a Wind in the Willows reference?
I don't know.
I'm sorry?
Everyone will be confused. No one will get it.
Certainly.
So I kind of get it. Toad from Wind in the Willows screams poop poop when he's talking about his obsession with cars, and at one point actually like gets on a gypsy caravan is the actual description of it. I'm not using that word for no reason.
So, Cereza, you're running towards the shadow, screaming that, and you can hear your voice ringing across the forest, and you just hear poop, 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 poop.
Damn, that's crazy.
And Alistair, you're going to go get your axe. Do you do something with the axe? Do you cradle it in your arms or something?
My
Give yourself smooch.
I kiss the axe and then go after the shadow.
Do you just go around the tree, or do you just straight like?
I just go through it.
Okay.
Through the tree. Just like I know I already
So-
made a cartoon reference there, but do we have like an Alistair-shaped hole in the middle of a tree trunk?
No, so I think the idea, if I recall, was the fact that he has an axe and he just cut through it.
Okay, all right.
He just barreled on through.
You still would have to like pry the tree open if that were the case, unless you like cut from like the very top and it falls to the. Okay, sure. It's a very.
Fuck it, we going down with the tree.
So the wolf is now running full speed. Emil, are you still on it?
That feels more like a DM question. The question I would ask Miller in this case would be, how tightly are you holding on now, rather than just saying lightly? Because that will determine if you're still on the wolf or not.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the wolf is now running at full speed along with Cereza, and Alistair is preparing a good swing. So, Alistair, which direction are you swinging, left or right?
Right is always right.
Right.
Okay. Alistair quickly prepares the swing for the right. Alistair, I need you to roll brawn. Emil, I need you to roll grit. And Cereza,
What does
I need
grit
you
do?
to roll...
I actually know what that is.
I think it's like I guess it's endurance resistance in this situation.
Charm.
9.
Got a 9 as well.
9. Unity.
We shall be known as the Mighty Nine. Oh wait, that's taken.
Okay. So what happens here is Cereza screams and startles the person, but they aren't, and you do know it's a person at this point. It is clearly bipedal, at least. They bounce back, but aren't so terrified. What scares them
These are wise words,
would
Finn.
be the wolf, which is now lunged onto the person, and Amila is currently falling off, and is witnessing the wolf start to nip at the hunter's hand.
I imagine if a miller was actually like flung off a wolf at that speed, she would just like fly forwards. If a wolf is going at full speed, you're not just like falling to the ground like before. You're going like. Phew! She just stares back, is like, oh wow, the wolf is going to town on that person. Oh dear.
I think that's what I imagined as well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a brutal sight. Also, ah!
Yeah, I pictured her tumbling a little bit.
Yeah.
You recognize this as one of the
You picture her tumbling and also watching the wolf at the same time.
fox hunters you're looking for, and it's clear that they are actually hiding from you, including the rest of them, most likely.
Question.
Okay.
Are we here to kill them?
I don't know what Shorty thought was happening this whole session, but
Also, this is a role play. You can very much do that or not. You can make the decision. Also, on a related note, I just noticed that the PNG tubers actually have like open mouths when they illuminate. I didn't clock that before. That's a nice touch.
yes.
Alright, so first thing I do is I immediately step on this guy's ankle.
So you step on his ankle. Do you do something else? You're too focused on the eyes.
Step on his
you
other
didn't
ankle.
notice the mouth.
Yeah, for the fates particularly, yes, I know the mouths. It's actually Alistair's mouth that gave it away. Even the fates I would have never seen.
Gotta
Yeah,
look
the
good
fates
online.
do that as well.
Hmm.
So. And so, as you're having fun, the wolf is currently like biting at them and mauling at them. And
I'm surprised no one's brought up the specific
And
fate
Alice-
who's talking in this one.
You're surprised no one's brought that up?
A little bit.
Your didn't go straight through the tree. It made it about
Oh, I couldn't see whose mouth was moving. The first one.
Yeah, it's the first
yeah,
one.
about a quarter way through.
Mm-hmm.
Clotho. So you take the axe out of the tree because that didn't go as planned.
Yeah, that's not going to mean anything to the average person. That's not, or even to me, quite frankly. So that's, yeah, I'm not. That shouldn't be a surprising thing that no one's pointed that out.
I heavily disagree. It's clearly
So,
structured as past, present, future. So it's a prequel episode. So the past is speaking. The spinner.
Oh.
Yes, you say it's clearly structured. You have to have that information beforehand, and the average person does not have the information to distinguish the three fates, which is why it's
Well-
not surprising that someone hasn't brought that up.
She also speaks during normal sessions. I thought she was just talking because she was talking.
Yeah, also
No.
bear in mind, we just noticed that the Mars are moving to begin with, so...
No, all three
You
of them. All three of them speak. Just they speak at specific situations.
Okay.
Now that this hunter is dead, now that you're
Wait.
aware that, go on.
I have. Okay.
I think BB's discovering what it means to, like, work on something behind the scenes and know every intricate detail, but then realize that the vast majority of the audience will not notice the very
It's not
specific
that
thing you want
intricate.
to do.
It's not that intricate. It's the fates from Greek mythology. Just read a book.
Yeah, okay. You tell the average person watching Rip in the Dark, oh, just read a book to understand this. They're not going to.
Hunter is dead. Can I go over there and just slice them?
Bear in mind, Aiden loves Greek mythology and he won't even read a book, so,
Okay, he knows Greek mythology from everything you tell him, though.
Yeah, and I haven't told him about the Fates either.
Like right in the middle.
That's not a good example.
No, this would not be a good example of something that people would pick up on.
Given that he's already dead, there's no...
I just do it for fun.
Yeah, given that he's already dead, there's no real role we have to do there. There's no defense or anything.
Ooh, wait, I have an idea.
Go on.
So we're after hunters, right?
Yep.
What if we completely defile this body into the point where it's unrecognizable, and make it look like some weird, dangerous creature did it, and put it in front of the other, like, hunters?
Could chop him up to meat into
I
meat.
think this is
I like
I
the
think this
cunning.
is about to lead into a really fun gag that I decided to do mid-editing.
Okay.
I
are
already
you
plan on doing that.
So you know
So
that
we're
this,
gonna-
So you know that this
so we're-
hunter had his back to the tree, so he didn't actually see you. That's why you're able to take him by surprise.
Yeah,
So-
but if you have an intimidation,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be scattering.
Oh, sure, but what I mean is, are you going to bring these severed pieces of the body?
Yes, of course.
Are you going to bring it to them?
Yes, of course.
Without showing yourselves first, or are you just?
So,
going to walk
essentially,
over
what my
and-
plan is, alright, so here's my idea. Miller, you're tiny, okay? You could probably sneak around,
Do you guys?
hopefully.
This song is the song that plays in Ant-Man. Whenever that one dude it always talks about either the past or heists, and it's like
See, another thing that I wouldn't have known. There you go.
So, your job is to make a very
All I'm thinking now is, of course, we're gonna bury the body. That's what I'm thinking of at this point.
blood-curdling scream, and Alice's
that's another
job
good. So
is
do you
to-
guys remember that scream?
That's the one from like all of those jump scare videos that were trending for a
Yeah.
while.
to help me lunge this
Exactly.
over to a random tree. We're gonna tie it from the leg up. You're gonna, like, slice the crap out of it with, what do you have on you right now, Alice? Alright, so we're gonna slice, like, most of its lower half to make it look like it got completely mauled off by some...
The only issue with the way that you've edited this, because I do appreciate that there is like finally some like visual variety on this video, apart from what we saw last episode with the script, the red edits and all the blood and such. So there's a second example. As much as I appreciate that, the one issue here is that the person on the screen is the person being addressed, not the person speaking some of the time, and that creates a little bit of a dissonance with to an extent. once you get past it, it's fine. But it's just like I was like, wait a second, Alistair went through a bit of a puberty there.
Big creature.
Well, it's because he's describing what Alistair is doing.
Oh no, I understand why this is here, but yes, this is a case like I mean, there might have been some way of having both of them on screen, but I guess not with the PNG tubers set up. That probably involve like an Aphmau Lemon style thing instead.
Yeah, here's the thing. If I wanted, I would have had to go back and get everyone show back up on call and redub all that for the stupid little gag that I want to do.
I should do like Markiplier stick puppets or something.
Yeah, we're gonna be ready for one of them to scatter off.
I remember panicking during this because I was like, does he actually want me to scream like IRL in the recording? And I was like, please don't make me, because it was like, I think it was at 5 p.m. I'm like sat at home and I'm like, please don't make me scream, please don't make me scream. Yeah, my parents are home.
Too bad for screaming times, but yeah, I will say that yeah, whenever I have to like record something that involves like screaming or huge anger or like being in pain or something like that, I always warn people first before I go up and do the session. Like I had to scream "help me" during the last one, like, off my lungs, and I was like, yeah, no, we're
gonna tell them not to help me.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I did say that beforehand, so they knew not to like come running into the room.
Make the woods feel like there's more than just us.
Are there any like footprints around that could have indicated where he like
changing the subject?
There's some. You can see that they all kind of go in different directions. These hunters are. I also like the bit there because that wasn't a mistake. Whenever it bounced between Alistair and Cerise a little bit, because it bounced between. Because I like the idea of there's just a bit of silence and then it just them staring at each other was a very funny concept. So it was the best I could get to just panning over to the both of them awkwardly grinning at each other.
Mm-hmm. Again, at least with a PNG tuber setup.
You can assume that they're close by. So, you guys start chopping?
Yes.
Just hacking and whacking and smacking.
I chop them vertically in half.
Just want to address canonically these are teenagers and a child.
Of course, yeah.
Normal things.
This is the reason that this is the reason that I invented Nathaniel in the first place, because that first session that we did like years and years ago when Nathaniel originated from, that featured a few of the same people. So I was like, oh, okay, there needs to be someone's got to balance out what's going to happen here. And they didn't end up being too bad. Neither was it in Quest of the Rising Sun. But yeah.
That's an idea.
Oh yeah, that too. But
for my idea, it'd be more preferred if you did it horizontally.
Too late. In vertical now.
The music stops. It goes back to normal, and then it cuts back to this.
Yeah, they're like going to start talking about the plan while the plan is actively being carried out.
I do remember this combo of me because I was zoning out and I just hear, for my plan, cut them horizontally. Horizontally? I think it's better vertically or something.
Yeah, so I cut out a good chunk of that, but I want you to know that these three bickered for like 5 minutes about whether they wanted to chop vertically or horizontally.
I remember that.
Honestly, I would have kept that one in.
You know how much I like the guts still out of people.
I'm pretty sure Cereza was like, chop it horizontally. Whatever his name is, Alistair was like, cut it vertically, and I think do it both ways. Crisscross type pattern or whatever. I think that was the size he was on.
X-Men symbol.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to do that if you do it horizontally.
Yeah, but where was my idea?
Some of it was left in. Not all of it.
I was gonna say, this was Cereza's plan. Got to ruin your idea.
Horizontally.
Yeah. So well, it's going back to the Ant-Man bit, right? Because a lot of times during that, they'll be describing what happened or will happen. You'll have one specific guy, he's speaking, and the other people are talking with his voice now. He's just completely dubbed over. And every once in a while, someone will object in the present day as it's being explained. and then shown later that it's going to happen. It's like, hey, actually.
In the present day, but also the past.
And essentially, yes. You know what? Let's see how this goes. Mischievous
And I love how like
is
the
about to
bickering was cut down, but all the dead air was left in.
not even all the dead air. So much dead air was cut out.
Okay.
I only kept in enough to keep the pacing at a decent level.
Right.
Yes.
You know, more specifically,
Because if it was all like super like fast pace, it would have felt weird.
Syriza,
Aw.
tell me where you want the body parts at.
Okay, so it's gonna start off with the trailish of just random pieces, whatever fingers I can pull off, leave it around, make it look like they're just slowly taken off, until it
Hansel
leads
and
into
Gretel,
an
body
entire display
edition.
of a tree. Actually, not even don't put them in the don't tie them to a tree. Just like leave them right under it, like rest there. Most of it's just gone of his limbs. Put it.
Like that last like,
See if we could put him on top of the trees as well. It'd be terrifying if something was pulling you out of them.
Like if it's just like a message to the hunters or something. It's like, hey, dear hunters, we did your job for you. You're welcome.
Make them a lot more deterrent of going near trees.
No, they're hanging up like one of them.
Oh, so this is one of the fellow hunters. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the hunters' targets. Okay.
You currently have.
I'm too used to like the Heimdalls we've been talking about behind the scenes. Never mind.
I don't remember if we did do this. You know what would have been cool? Like stringing his organs along the trees, like dangling down. That would have been cool.
Like, yeah, sure. As long as they see the person, quite honestly.
Well, you can start by chopping their like limbs and leaving like the scent of their blood in through the forest. It's like if you could just
shaking out the arm. It's like while the stub is like getting I don't know.
I do like how nonchalant Syriza is about all this, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know how much of that is like character choice or well half is that, you said before that Che was discovering what roleplay was. So
I did say that in a
potentially someone
joking
might
way.
have
I
been-
will say, from a DM perspective, Cherry at certain points was not as involved as I wish you were at certain points. But sometimes you get moments like this, and it was just like, all right, sure, it was rad. There was one other time where he made a really
charm this
clever...
guy's not being bullied by everyone else.
Well, there's one other time that's in a later episode that was just a really clever idea, and I just kind of conceded and just let it happen because I knew what he wanted, and I was like, yeah, that's genius. I didn't think about that, but that's good.
just don't get emotionally attached to anything we have.
Was
Man.
that episode 2? Because you did something really smart in episode 2, and it really annoyed me.
Yes.
Isn't this episode 2?
Yeah, it was
Our episode 2.
Well,
Okay.
session 2.
Right.
That still annoys me.
Except for the cat.
Yeah, this could have easily been called episode 0.
If we want to keep the dumb animals alive, we can just make them stand
It could have been,
guard
but I didn't
or
want to do
something.
that.
Okay, now Cho's putting on a bit of a voice.
I don't know.
Which kind of sounds like Aiden when he's trying to be condescending.
Animals are fine. We can kill those ones if you guys.
That's because he's trying to be
I
constant.
want to.
Yeah, I know. It just means it's like similar to they go about it in the exact same way as each other.
I want the
Locally
fox
speaking.
to murder one of them. So it's ironic.
Fine, Fox gets to
God,
not be dead.
thank you. What would we ever do without Alistair? So it's ironic.
Yeah, because there's nothing more ironic about, an animal killing another one.
I don't fucking care about the wolf.
I don't give a shit about the wolf either.
So what happens with the wolf?
The wolf can go with him to see if he can help scare things.
Yeah. I mean, the wolf would scare them too, so.
that case, the body parts, the hunters all kind of hiding away. They aren't sure why, but every time they look away, they see a new thing get closer. They blink. And as they blink, they see...
They're becoming like the weeping angels. Every time you look away from them or close your eyes, they go closer.
see one part, one finger, one arm.
So that answers your question, Emily. This does still happen within the episode. We just didn't sit down to narrate you stringing him up, which is what that little skit ended up doing anyways. So
Yay!
One torso in each direction, encircling them. These aren't people that are hunting them. They came out for food. They came out for foxes. And they felt something eerie about this forest since they came. They were shut down, being told they're being superstitious, though. Turns out their fears were for good reason. Because they're very clearly cornered.
It seems like you got here at what BB would call the good bit.
And as they are backing away, hoping to avoid it, they see
one of the good bits. This one had a lot more charming moments than the first episode did.
Yeah, and I do, and I appreciate those.
Here, an omen. And as the fox comes in and it runs at them, they're
still wish I had more passion in my voice.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, like I'm trying to focus on like the stuff that's going on, but yeah, so to some extent we're just like I'm being like lulled. It's becoming background noise to me.
Thinking that it's the fox is coming.
You know that meme where like the dialogue gets like like muffled or something, and you hear like a high pitched ringing. Yeah, that's kind of what's like yeah.
This is one of those things where this isn't a character choice. It's just because as a new DM, I just didn't have it in me quite yet to really just go all in.
Okay.
I will say I'm still more confident in this episode than I was in the first episode. Like,
and so they're evacuating as quickly as they can. As
looking
one of them...
back on this, I was more engaged because in the episode you guys can't hear the battle music and action music we had playing in the background. So for this scene, there was not nature noises. There was high tense action music for us.
Yeah. So what happened to that in that case?
It just didn't fit.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they are just standing around like planning stuff, so I suppose that makes sense.
And as for why there wasn't any nature noise, that was simply because if I wanted, I had to do the most important audio cues, and
you had like one track to play with.
Oh yeah, essentially, because we were using Watch Together. And so what that meant is I had to hop around it, and so I was like, okay, we have to.
Yeah,
if
anyone hasn't used Watch Together, it's mainly used for like video sharing, so you can watch something together, sort of what we're doing right now, but more dedicated thing.
Yeah.
So and it will play at the same time for everyone. So I guess like if you have like a particular soundtrack for the music, but the problem is you're going to load one video at a time.
Yeah. So I didn't have the means, and I still don't really have the means to be able to use all of those cues right when they happen in the way that they happen in the final edited video.
You could always use something like this.
Maybe. Because the problem is I have to have multiple videos that can all be paused individually and still coexist next to each other.
I know for a fact that you can actually do two, one video file, one screen share, but yeah, beyond that, not really sure.
Yeah, because a lot of what I do here in the audio work is just overlapping.
I mean, yeah, that's just part of like the post-production, especially for something like this, where audio is everything.
By the fox. And while it hurts and they get tripped, they don't have to worry about the fox anymore. Instead, what they have to worry about is what they've just heard and seen whisk by them. As the wolf comes by, pounces and kills the fox, devouring it whole. As the fox looks down.
Man, the wolf betrayed them. Jeez, they really should have been watching to that thing.
Down on them. They start to pull out their bows and arrows and try to corner the fox, hoping to.
No, the fox. No, that's the wolf going at the fox hunters.
Oh, I thought you said the wolf went to the fox devouring it whole.
Did I? Maybe I missed it. I don't know.
I will try and rewind. Let's see.
I remember more than Emily does, but a lot of some of this is still a blur for me as well because it just wasn't.
As the wolf comes by, pounces.
I was lulled.
It's about to say. You're about to say it.
Fox devouring it whole.
Yeah, the wolf pounced on the fox, devouring it whole.
As the fox looks down on them, they start to pull out their bows and arrows and try to corner the fox, hoping to.
Even though the fox is dead now, okay.
Maybe kill it.
I feel like the job's done. You probably meant the wolf there.
That is until they see one get taken away, one after the other.
One of the hunters, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And all they see is their reflections on occasion, echoing across the darkness and what had to have been silver. And then they see faces appear in the darkness. One with soft features, one with
This is why this is called Rip in the Dark, because all the hunters went rip in the dark.
soft, yet somewhat chiseled features. And so they look.
I remember
into it
this sounding
like
terrifying, and it's a lot different. Again, the music plays a key part because in our ears there was like medieval battle action music with BB's terrifying voice in the background. I remember sitting here being terrified, and now I'm like, oh, okay.
Right,
Cool.
let me see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get something. These are mostly going to be. These are mostly going to be awful, aren't they? It's not going to work. Let's see. No, that's called Into Space. But it's too upbeat. I was like, Into Space. That could be terrifying. No,
That was definitely not it.
I have this. Yeah, not today. You've heard that enough recently.
Different campaign.
void staring back. And then they start to turn the other way before stopping and jumping back after seeing even more eyes, this time from more soft face and jet black hair hanging from the front with hatred and evil in his eyes. This green.
I like for a second there was like, oh, okay, it's a little nice softer face. Okay, fair enough. Maybe we made like softer in like an expression, but then he was like, no, with hatred. Oh, okay, all right, never mind.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Lucky eyes.
Now, there's a thing that I remember putting into this episode that I thought was during this bit. And I'm wondering if either something messed up or if there was a similar thing or if there's a cue that I'm forgetting. But it'd be weird if it messed up.
And then they turn this time to see a young child directly in front of them, not in the shadows, just standing there, mischievously.
Oh, this is the bit I wish I did more on.
I will have you know, Even watching this after the fact, I still hear myself go, she's just standing there, and in my head I still fill it up with menacingly.
I don't even know where that's from.
It's SpongeBob.
Oh.
It was the episode where SpongeBob was a hall monitor, and then he caused chaos in the city, became a fugitive, didn't know he became a fugitive, so him and Patrick are trying to catch this criminal, and then Patrick finds the criminal talking on the phone, on the walkie-talkie, aka SpongeBob talking on to him, and he's standing there in the darkness in like a lamplight, and Patrick's like, oh, that's right. SpongeBob's like, what's he doing? What's he doing? And he's like, he's just standing there, menacingly.
Yeah, but yeah, because Patrick's describing everything that SpongeBob is doing, and it's like, and he tries to hide from the maniac at one point. Was it called the maniac in? No, it's called the maniac in Spanish.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, everywhere that SpongeBob ran, the maniac was there every single time. It's like, where is he now? Where is he now? But yeah. That's where wee woo comes from, which I didn't find out until like last year.
Yeah, wee woo. Camilla, what do you say to the wolf?
Get them.
That's some solid delivery, though. You got to give it credit there, Emily.
Yeah, I didn't hear the wolf bit, to be fair. I thought you were telling me to talk to the fox hunters, because I would have said something incredibly different. But that makes sense.
And so they hear that, and the wolf starts running. And as they hear the paws run and smash onto the dirt, and the twigs in the trees around them start to be cut and slashed as they try to evacuate. They then run into the middle section that's guarded by Cereza and Alistair. Do either of you do something?
They should. Probably.
Here we go. Now it's a bit more grainy on your end, so I don't know.
What is happening?
Smiles like
I don't know.
and then readies his battle axe.
I would try to make noises in the forest, or like around there, so they are forced to go down the middle.
Yeah. So,
Actually, I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Do I want to do that? No. Okay. Can I do my original plan? Like, if they come after me, I cut them in half vertically.
Yeah.
Just with you vertically, man. That's
I
so
want
much
their
fun.
guts to spill out.
They wouldn't do that either way.
Yeah, but imagine you cutting them.
Okay.
You cut.
But
No.
With vertically, you don't get to hear them scream.
Okay, yeah, but listen, whenever.
Well, I remember the sound of their screams. I scream. You scream. We all scream. In the terrible hellfire at the end of the reunion.
Had I not been playing in character at the moment, I would have specified, hey, what you're talking about is disembowelment, but because Alistair just keeps trying to describe what he wants, but what he wants is just in one word. It's a thing. It's called disembowelment.
And why did you have to limit that to not? And why was that an issue to say? And also, like,
well, because it would just be a bit silly if the Fates went, actually.
Well, okay, sure, if you're being like the actual Fates, but also, as the DM, you are like able to address them. I'm pretty sure, right?
I mean, I guess, but that wouldn't fit the vibe.
It wouldn't fit the vibe, even though like most of the cues you're talking to them directly, by using the second person. But that wouldn't fit the vibes.
Yes,
can you imagine you're talking to your friend about what you want and it's disembowelment and you're trying to describe, and all of a sudden from a distant voice below, the gods, the sky just go disembowelment, and then like.
Okay, that
Also-
implies that's the only thing that they would have heard from the sky. The sky has been very talkative thus far, if we're going by that logic.
Yesn't. That's not entirely true, but it is also.
Uh-huh.
We cut them vertically,
I'll
and
explain
if
it later.
they
There's a
stand
segment in
long
this
enough
that I
to
think
like
clarifies it a
go,
bit.
then you can see their
Then you won't need to explain it.
organs spill out from the bottom.
Okay.
If they were standing when you cut them, like,
Well, I mean, they're running, so I think that like if they're towards.
No, if they were upright and you cut them vertically, one, that would be a severe amount of pain because they would still be alive. If you then cut their top half vertically, so you did it both ways,
What the hell am I talking
then
about?
you know,
It's-
more.
At this point, I would have, if I were in this situation, I would have just done like a one solid diagonal slash just to shut everyone up.
Also an axe, so it wouldn't exactly give you a clean cut.
What are you guys ruining my fun?
They're trying to improve it. They're just
Just
not
saying,
very
I
good at
question
it.
your taste in blood.
I have a great taste in blood. You know what?
I question your taste in blood. I mean, the end result of this is the same. The blood is still shed either way. I don't know if this is
Can I
part of the
use
video or not.
one of my other powers in this
Yep.
situation?
I
You know, the one that I haven't used yet?
The wolf is currently charging them and chasing them and is right at their tail. And they continue running as fast as they can, only powered by adrenaline. And they hear twigs and rocks being thrown around the edges, so they end up running towards the middle where you guys are guarding. And they see the face with the yellow eyes smile inhumanly as
Are we meant to be seeing
it
something, or is
starts
it
to
just a
sink
black
away
screen?
into the darkness.
I don't know.
You
Like
see-
I said, I don't know if this is part of the video or not.
It is. Do you see anything? Really look hard,
No.
because there's
Oh.
definitely something that your eyes should be automatically drawn to.
There is. It's a black screen.
Not quite.
Is this like is it just like the it's the When Angels Fall logo from the trailers?
Oh my
I will
god!
send you a screen of what this looks like. I'm going to assure you there is nothing there.
That could be that could be like the StreamYard quality that's being displayed, or it
might
could just
be
be
the
that whatever's
quality.
been like dimmed down has been dimmed down quite significantly.
It might be
Where?
both. This is intentionally meant to be very dark, but you'll see it once you actually pay attention to what's on the screen.
If that is physically possible.
Assuming StreamYard hasn't diluted it.
This is what I meant.
And they wonder where it is, so they keep going in that direction because now
They're not
it's
the only
gone. They
person
assume it's moved.
who's wondering where something is.
like any other animal. And so they keep running and going. And Cereza watches them pass by, and one of them gets grabbed by the throat and lunged backwards by the hand of Alistair. As he steps out of the
No, not the
darkness,
giant hand of
and
Alistair.
he kicks one to the side. And he begins to kneel down and bash his face in repeatedly. And as the man is screaming, Alistair then grabs him by the throat and starts choking him out. And then lets go after letting some of his
I'm very impressed that Schultzy did not react when you said choking him out.
energy pass through.
Cereza, what's
Are you
happening
guys-
with the other hunter?
Forgot the details of what's happening with the hunter.
Well, he's run away. The other one was grabbed by Alistair.
Oh. I
By the way,
want
I
to
put-
constantly
Yeah, I put the Minecraft Nether soundtrack over this now. Should be like building in now.
follow through the trees.
So he's running, and he keeps on hearing the bushes follow him, and in moments, he's not looking too much, so he's not really paying much attention, but he looks around, and he sees on occasion the trees have faces on them.
Oh, there
And
it is.
The shadows are watching, and the eyes
No.
I see it now.
all around him are disappearing and reappearing in an instant. And,
Oh, there's something
the,
else?
and twigs are falling, and branches and leaves,
That has.
I
Oh, it's
know.
another face.
and he can't
I don't know.
stop running, because
I
if he
don't
knows he
know.
does, the shadows will catch him.
God, it's so hard to see.
That's the point.
In this other
Are
man,
those our faces, or are they just
who
random
It's
Alistair
faces?
yours.
They
currently
look
Oh
like
no,
us.
it's
after
yours.
letting the
Yeah.
energy
I was gonna say that blonde
Alistair
one
lets
looks
go.
a bit suspiciously
Gets
familiar.
up with his hands in the air, almost surrendering, like he's just given up. But he's not the only one. The man, you see a flash in his eyes. Are you? By the way, are you sure you wanna do that, Alistair?
I mean, it's a bit late now, don't you think?
I want to see what it's like.
Wait,
Because I haven't done it yet.
completely sure?
Oh, this is like a thing, you know, in DM speak, the phrase, "Are you sure you want to do that?" is usually a sign that it's a bad idea. That being said, sometimes the character would just do it anyway. Other times the player would just do it anyway, which is what I think is happening right now.
Okay. So be it.
Oh, I guess the present is talking now.
I know what happens, and I'm scared.
I was going to say, with the sheer silence going on right now, I'm expecting a jump scare. It could just be because I picked the
Now,
most suspenseful track.
as the energy passes through the man, you see his eyes flash. As realization passes through them,
Oh, this is why you
Our
asked us that
grasp
question.
is let out from him.
Yeah.
Oh, the future's talking.
Okay.
You can't hear us, not consciously, but we see you.
Do you think you're more powerful than us?
And so, as the man stands up with realization in his eyes, he then
Doesn't matter,
looks
by the way.
around the shadows and then back at you. He looks towards his hands.
Oh,
No, 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 no. And he looks around and his eyes darting, and he runs towards the cliff. And he looks over it and back at you.
Do it.
And he looks at the sky towards us.
Oh, there you go, the
We
us
look
specifically.
back. And he looks down. And he raises his hands like an eagle.
And we've got a shorty crying scene.
Do you start chasing after the man who's running away from Squeezer?
By the way, it actually kind of like where I put the music for this, like where it kicked in, and like it's faded now. I'm gonna pause it. Like that was just a stroke of luck. The way that it like actually kind of like timed itself.
Yes.
Like a monster, Alistair puts his axe back in his sheath because he no longer needs it. Amila, do you follow them?
Yeah.
Do axes have sheaths? Might be a dumb question, but I'm going to imagine so.
Amila hops onto the wolf.
It's because he has it by. So if you put it in just by the hilt,
Okay.
because the hilt's round. So I mean,
Yeah.
As the wolf starts lunging and going faster. And now the man is seeing one eye to the left and one eye to the right.
Is the man has two lazy eyes.
And he sees these sharp teeth to his left. The same wolf that killed the fox. And the same shimmering eyes that sent him
Hey, I remember you from a minute ago.
to death. And all across him, the forest.
I feel like man, I really like that line still. The same shimmering eyes that sentenced you to death.
Mm.
I made that up on the spot, and I go so hard.
Shadows chase and surround and grasp at him. And he looks behind him, against his better judgment, to see Alice.
I like how this event got more attention than any of like the events within the town where they're all just being murder hobos.
Not like a man, but like a beast, on all fours, running and jumping and pouncing from tree to tree, as he gets faster and faster and faster, as he lunges into the man, and as he lunges, the man against his best of speed seems to be grabbed by the mouth, as Alistair grabs him by the mouth and sucks him into the darkness, ready for the hunters to devour him whole.
Oh, and that's the video.
That's
okay.
it. That's it.
And at some stage they end up in the town from last time, but yeah, okay. All right.
Which, in case you guys haven't noticed yet, there's a theme here and how it relates to the title of this episode. Right, Beckett the Fox, do you put it out of his misery? Here, you have a man being driven to suicide after learning the truth of reality. And then you have a higher-pitched version of Shorty crying, and there is a reason why it's higher-pitched, and there's a reason why it was orange earlier. I'm not going to say what that is yet, but...
What was orange earlier?
The first time that she cried. If you go back to whenever she was crying, the screen was tinted orange.
Right, okay, hold on. I don't know when that was in the video, so I have to take your word for it.
It was in the last review.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say, so are we talking about is this a situation where black is the new orange? Are we reversing the thing?
No, so
Okay.
in all these instances, right, it's the classic thing of, do you put it out of its misery? That's the question, and the title answers the result, and yet it still suffers.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Because I was about to say, like, remember what the title was? Because I took it out because it was too long for the review. But okay, yeah, fair enough. So I guess the end ultimately. Okay. And I was going to say, like, where did that all lead to? But obviously, it leads to the beginning of the campaign because it's a prequel. Well, it doesn't lead directly there, but All right. Well, that was. I will concede. I do agree that the horror parts of this are where it got are where it was like at its best. Not to say that the parts before were not also fun. In fact, I still, of course, as a person, do tend to prefer the the idea of like, you know, the party being crazy with each other versus the horror stuff. And anyone who's into that stuff, well, yeah, this is what they were looking for. And to have it right at the end, you know, it incentivizes you to carry on with the rest of the videos. So from YouTube perspective, that's also quite good. Only issue, of course, is that it required me to add my own music to it. Well, I say my own music, it was Minecraft Nether music. Because I basically my shimmering husband the video.
No, so because it was so doing that, it did kind of remove a bit of it. So whenever things became dark during that bit where, you know, you had the eye darting around, and then you had the R and all that, the birds and all that actually went dead silent.
Okay, good for the birds. Doesn't change anything I said about the music just a second ago.
No, but that was all very much intentional.
Okay, but didn't Emily also say that part of the creep factor within the actual campaign, the actual session itself, was the music that you played?
Not to me at the time, and I don't necessarily agree with that either. I do think that not having that, it improves it.
Well, to be fair, we didn't have creepy visuals. To us, it was a Discord call. We couldn't see PNGs. Actually, we might have been able to see the PNGs, but we couldn't see any of that, and especially not like the blank screen horror stuff. It was at certain moments. It might have been silent for us at one point. I just remember the action music constantly being played.
Well, if that's what's stuck in your head, then that's probably a fair sign. Because I will also mention that, you know, as soon as we put on like the you said before, you remember this being much scarier. As soon as the Nether music kicked in, you suddenly said like, I remember what's happening, and now I'm scared.
I also can't see the creepy visuals on black screen, so it might be scarier with silence if I could. It was scarier when the heads were appearing. You know, at certain moments, it was a lot scarier. At other moments, it was not. You know.
Yeah, and this is all. I mean, I guess, you know, I would say normally the audio is everything again because I've said that before, but in this case, yeah, we actually did have some other supporting stuff, which, you know, it does go to show that when I mean, obviously a lot of campaigns are made within a podcast format, but Rip in the Dark clearly with its, you know, its budget for PNG tubers and it's going for something where there will at least be something on the screen, even if it is most of the same thing. So it's nice when it goes extra mile. Kind of what we were saying yesterday about Mrs. Dysart, where there's like you know a few moments where someone goes the extra mile in order to really compensate for the somewhat minimalistic approach that came before it. I guess it's, you know, sort of a theme for the past two reviews in a fitting way. Both Butterverse projects. There you go.
Two very, very different Butterverse projects, but two Butterverse projects.
I mean, that's the beauty of the Butterverse. Not only they do two from like forms of media, but also like difference in genres and everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. Man, yeah. I can't wait until Mrs. Dysart mentions Rip in the Dark.
Well, she's not a history teacher, so it probably wouldn't be her jurisdiction necessarily.
No.
But oh well. All right, we'll let you resume your studies, and I will go get some food, and hopefully continue to transfer files on a computer before it starts to make grinding noises again. It's been mostly fine. It's been mostly fine for like the latter half of today. Maybe just needed to be switched off for a bit longer than it normally is. I don't know. At any rate, it's still transferring files, and I will still, hopefully, because one thing I was going to do today, particularly, was put together the stuff we recorded yesterday, and I couldn't do that. So yeah, the day continues for me, but this was nice in between. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. So if you haven't done so already, and on that note, until next time, farewell.
Ta-da.